Well, hey there everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody out there had a good last weekend of the year, or actually it may be a long weekend for some of you because of the New Year being on Tuesday. I'm sure a lot of people will be off on Monday and on Tuesday, so 4-day weekend, can't complain about that, can you? Today I want to talk about whole food, plant-based, raw vegan lifestyle and my direction in 2019. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, please go down there and hit that big red subscribe button. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I got to start mentioning this more too. Also, down in the description below, I always have a link to the store with our gear in it. Just got a makeover done on it and it's looking good. Go check it out. I got one of our shirts on today, one long sleeve, lightweight with a hood. And this is becoming one of my favorite beanies here. But anyhow, so I was thinking this video has two parts to it because the one part is my direction in 2019 personally, and there's my direction in 2019 as far as my sharing content through my YouTube channel and through my various social media outlets. For me personally, like I say, I'm just kind of hanging on till I can get back to the tropics. I'm kind of in a zone right now where I'm just not getting much other than bananas. I did have a nice papaya this morning from the Mexican bodega, and that was a nice little change, but that's nothing I can really count on. Now, I am going to start going to Pensacola again regularly, and hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed, the mangoes will kick up here again soon. But like I say, in a lot of ways, I'm just trying to make do until I can get back to the tropics where I belong. But, you know, I have been, December was kind of a wonky month. I'm going to work on myself being as raw as possible in 2019. Like I say, I'm not going to miss calories. It always depends on what I'm getting in. Certain times of the year are great. Back this summer, I had watermelon juice every single day. I had mangoes every single day. And when I'm getting stuff like that, then, oh my God, it's just like so much fun doing it. When I'm just getting bananas, it's not as fun, but hey, I do love my banana and ice cream. So in a personal note, I'm gonna, you know, be as raw as possible in 2019. And going forward, like I said, you know, even though I don't harp on this fully raw, I don't like that vibe. I don't want to be pigeonholed into that vibe. When I get back to Costa Rica, where I want to live, it will just happen. It will just happen. Like within 3 days, my body will turn around, get the sun it needs, and it'll just happen. Because I can guarantee you right now, if you were to fund me going back to Jaco, the beach especially, back to Jaco in Costa Rica, I wouldn't even think about a bite of cooked food. And it's not because I would be sitting there going, okay, now I've got to really, you know, buckle down and be raw. It would just happen. It would just happen because of the environment I'm in, the availability I have to me, and how hot it is around there. So yeah, I mean, I want to, for me, I want to, and also too, I want to continue my knowledge on the raw food stuff. I want to, you know, dive into it a little deeper. I want to read Brenda Davis's book again, you know, like read it cover to cover, Becoming Raw. And do a little bit more research on the raw end of this plant-based diet. But the second part, as far as the content I want to create and the sharing I want to do, I've been giving this a lot of thought lately. And from a sharing aspect, I want to go more in the but just general plant-based direction. But I've kind of, in a way, I have kind of pigeonholed myself in on a few platforms, and on YouTube, I'm pretty much raw. You know, it's like I've just been talking about raw so much. So I probably will continue to share a lot of the raw stuff through, mostly raw stuff through here. I might mention when I'm doing things on other platforms. Where I will probably most likely share the just the general plant-based stuff, I'm going to be, also too, I'm going to be sharing recipes, like cooked recipes or meal recipes. A lot of this stuff I'll be doing over on Instagram. So please, once again, come follow me on Instagram. It's Raw Tropical Living or Jack Albritton, just like here, not that hard to find. And right after the holidays, I think I'm going to get a couple of new IGTV videos up with some, and also cheap, like some cheap, healthy, plant-based foods. So, you know, follow me over there, and I'm thinking like on Instagram, I'm going to share a lot of just general plant-based stuff in my blog. Also down in the description below, I'm going to share a lot more general stuff as well. Because like I say, you can always choose. I always like to think of it as you're getting on a train and you can go all the way to the end, or you can get off anywhere you want. Like I say, I want to have choices out there. I want to have information, you know, about a lot of different aspects of this plant-based diet. Because a lot of people, and listen, we don't need to get into the back and forth. There's better people you can get in that with. But some places are just not that conducive to eating a fully raw diet. Now, yes, somebody's going to say, oh, but you can. There's but do you want to? Are you going to thrive? I mean, you know, there's just certain areas. You're not getting any fruit. You're not getting this. You're not getting that. What you're getting is expensive. So you got to do what you got to do. And you make the best choices possible. Yeah, so I want to share, you know, I've been like really doubling down. Well, I think I maybe mentioned in a video last week or the time before, since I kind of had this body issue. The one thing I can do is Instagram. I've always got the phone in my hand, so I doubled down and increased a lot in my following over there. And I don't have as many, and you know, it's what, like I say, that's why each platform is different. And that's something else too that I haven't even quite decided, like sharing a lot of different things through different platforms. I'm on Twitter. Not that many food people do Twitter anymore, but it's a great platform. It's a better way. Sometimes I can connect to people easier on Twitter because they don't seem to have the massive followings that they do on others. But I think and you know, here comes back in some of the stuff I've picked up listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, is each social media outlet has a different mentality, a different crowd, a different demographic, a different following. So, you know, there's different angles you can share from, you know, craft it for that particular one. So I do want to be sharing, you know, on Twitter more next year. I'm going to do a lot more live. Like I said, this little issue I've had with the stiffness in my body is the reason I haven't been doing any lives. I totally had planned come back from Woodstock, you know, take a week or so to get myself back, you know, get my bearings. And then I was going to start going live on Facebook, live on Instagram. I don't know how many lives I'm going to do on YouTube. I'm not real crazy about the streaming format there, but I do want to go live. And like I say, I'm trying to really, that's why, you know, when people say, what do you do, who do you watch this and that? I'm like, I don't watch them. I'm watching little videos on stuff like that. Like I'm seeing how best to do this. Like where can I get the most bang for my buck? You know, how can I reach the most people through Twitter? How do you do Twitter? How do you do Facebook pages and groups as opposed to sharing on Instagram? So, but overall, like I say, for my sharing, I just want to bring everybody to vegan first. Just not eating any, that's not harming any animals. Don't even care if you're doing it healthy. Vegan first, vegan first, vegan first. But also too, once we get past the ethical part of it, there's no reason you can't do plant-based. Even if you're not trying to do raw, there's very healthy versions. Just look into the SOS that Caldwell Esselstyn and Dr. Greger and all these guys are advocates of. You know, they're leaving out the sugar, the oil, and the salt. The sugar, the processed stuff, obviously. And that is the life-saving stuff right there. Now, I know the Raw is Law people will get into different levels and talk about how the enzymes are cooking, blah, 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 blah. But I'm sorry, there's just too much, there's, you know, too many examples out there of the life-saving power of a plant-based diet. You know, I know, listen, if I had certain things with me, I would most definitely want to be healing them by being raw. In fact, I probably wouldn't even be eating. I'd be water fasting or dry fasting. But there's no denying. Go look at the results. Go look at the results Caldwell Esselstyn, T. Colin Campbell, Dr. Greger have had And you will see case after case of people that have, reverse conditions with a plant-based diet, with that clean version, with that SOS version of a plant-based diet. So once again, not trying to encourage you to go in any particular direction, and I'm not trying to discourage you from going in any particular direction. Just always make the best plant-based diet choices, and don't sell out, don't compromise to do raw, like raw above everything. Unhealthy raw over healthier cooked when you need to do it. So anyhow, that's the direction I want to go in, Cleaner and more raw for me personally, but wider, opening up, being more inclusive to a lot of different people where it comes to what the content I'm creating and sharing. And hey, I'm looking for 2019 to be a great year. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, this will happen, that'll happen, but big things are coming. I feel it. I just connected with a friend of mine that might be the missing piece of the puzzle to start getting the ball rolling on the retreats, and she was really on board. So I'm going to try my best. The reason I'm dragging my feet and being slow with the retreat thing is I want to be thorough. There is nothing more unpleasant than getting off on a trip and being responsible for a miserable human being that's just like, well, you said this and that, and you're like, oh my God. So I want to have all my ducks in a row first. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.